Is it time for a new vaccine as they're now announcing a new global health threat? I mean, it's not like there was anything wrong with the last virus that they treated as a global threat, one that billions of people got jabbed for, and I mean, those went well, right? Now, I just want to go ahead and preface this by saying that this is not meant to encourage or discourage you from doing anything at all with your body. That's your call. All I want to do is provide you guys with the numbers to give you guys the updates, and from that, you're entirely free to do whatever you want. I just want more people to be informed about these kinds of things.
Just a few months after being crowned a champion cowboy mounted shooter, Ginger Mitchell couldn't even stand up.
I was paralyzed head to toe, and I couldn't swallow. I couldn't close my left eye. I couldn't close my mouth. I could barely talk.
She was admitted to the hospital about 10 days after getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Doctors initially thought she had a stroke, but after dozens of tests,
they called a neurologist, and he recognized it right away as Guillain-Barré.
Guillain-Barré is a neurologic problem where people develop weakness that usually starts in the feet and sort of gradually moves up the legs.
Dr. Carl Fichtenbaum is a longtime vaccine researcher at Ohio's University of Cincinnati.
So do we know what causes this?
There was an association with influenza vaccination. That was our really best evidence that there was a higher than background rate of Guillain-Barré with vaccination.
If you guys remember this story, yes, it was from a year ago, so you're probably wondering, Ron, this is old news. Why do we need to talk about this? Well, there's a recent update that now links the C-19 vaccines to an elevated risk of the Guillain-Barré syndrome. Research now shows that C-19 viral vector-based vaccines increase the risks by up to 4-fold compared to the mRNA-based vaccines. And these aren't just conspiracy theories, okay? Because those are always, frowned upon by some people. This one actually has a study that says that an increased risk of this syndrome is seen in cases within 42 days of receiving a jab from the AstraZeneca variant of the C-19 vaccines. Another study that was published showed that out of almost 40 million doses administered, more than 100,000 adverse events were reported, 55 of them being cases of the GBS or the Guillain-Barré syndrome. That would mean that only 0.0001357% of cases actually had the debilitating syndrome. My question is, do you think that's high? Given the probable effects, of course. I want you guys to just comment a quick yes or no down below in the comments for that one. And while you guys are at it, smash the like button for the video. I've been noticing how a lot of my videos have been getting suppressed lately, so it would really help the algorithm if you guys could do that for me. Also, to stay updated on stuff like this that most outlets avoid, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. I appreciate that, you guys. Now, getting back on topic here, we're all aware of the, how do I call it? Controversial nature of vaccines. That sounds about right. I mean, it's a very polarizing topic, and granted, I'm not sure how you guys answered in the comments, but I'm looking forward to reviewing those. Now, I want to ask you guys, have you heard about this chikungunya virus?
Dengue, chikungunya.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are asking, the what now? Well, this isn't a new virus. In fact, vaccine trials were already being done during the health crisis.
So talk about this chikungunya. How's my pronunciation of that? Is that accurate?
Your pronunciation is certainly as good as mine. Chikungunya is a virus that is being spread by mosquitoes throughout the tropics, including the Caribbean and South America, and there have been imported cases in Florida and Texas. As you said, it's a very nasty disease with fever, pain, and swollen joints and other symptoms. There's no vaccine and no treatment, and that's why we're doing a vaccine study here at St. Louis University.
And you're looking for people. Are you having a difficult time during this pandemic finding 75 folks to participate in these clinical trials?
Well, as you say, we're looking for 75 healthy adolescents and adults between ages 12 and 60. And yeah, I mean, it's hard to break through with everything going on with COVID and people just having a lot on their plate right now.
Back then, there was no vaccine, but recently that has all changed. You see, the FDA, good old FDA, just approved IXCHIQ. Did I pronounce that right? Anyway, they should just give these things simpler names, but besides that, this is a single-dose vaccine specifically for the chikungunya virus, and it's meant for individuals who are 18 years old and older. The virus is actually in the same category as the dengue or the Zika, which means that yes, It could cause a lot of health issues if not treated properly, and it's probably one of the reasons why it's now being dubbed as a global health threat. Now, I'm kind of amazed as to just how many vaccines are kind of getting fast-tracked during these past few years. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the only person who's noticed this. Although the clinical trials, well, those seem to be continuing to go down. I mean, like for this vaccine, the numbers show that the clinical trials only included 3,500 adults. Now, out of that number, 2 of them actually had to be hospitalized, while 1.6% of them experienced adverse reactions. And of course, while death isn't included, nor is it even a huge risk, even if you do contract the virus, there's still a slim possibility that it happens. If you guys happen to find that they did more trials than this, feel free to let me know down in the comments down below. But this is all that I found with my research. I do want to direct your attention to a staggering number with these things. And like, that's what science is all about, right? Data and research. So the numbers show that 5 million cases of the virus has been reported over the last 15 years. 15 years, folks. And I'm not talking about the American population here. I'm talking about the world. This is global, which means that out of 7 billion people in the world, only 5 million got infected with a flu-like virus that lasts around a week with little to no chance of death. So that's what, around like 1%, even less than 1% of the population? Or to put it in even more simpler numbers, no more than like 2 for every 1,000 people. So you mean to tell me that in 15 years, only 2 people out of like 1,000 are at risk of this virus? But they did clinical trials and successfully put 2 people in the hospital. Yep. Sounds great if you ask me. But what does the vaccine contain? Well, much like the C-19 virus, it contains a live but a weakened version of the virus vaccine, with doctors saying that it is safe and effective. Although the FDA is saying that the company behind the vaccine, Valneva, should conduct a post-marketing study to assess adverse reactions to their vaccines, meaning that they still need to confirm if anything else will go wrong, like maybe later on, but that it's still going to be distributed given that, again, these jabs were approved through this fast track process. So yeah, not much of a problem getting these things through the FDA, even though there hasn't been many trials. Now, of course, again, I want to gauge what you guys think about this. Is this something that you think is of utmost importance? And if given the chance, would you be willing to take this jab? Make sure you guys let me know down below. And before I go, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for the likes. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.